is because the Lord has anointed me to preach good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release for the prisoners.
We got a good day for Judy. Julia Frances Judy Crowley was born in Palo Alto Memorial Hospital at 10th and Grand in Emmetsburg, Iowa on January 27th, 1940. Her parents, Joan and Della Crowley, and her big sister, Mary Ann Crowley, welcomed her, and she completed their family. Well met was an apt description. Judy was born with the Irish gifts of quick wit and good-natured blarney, with an amazing memory for Irish limericks and music lyrics. Most of those we can't say here today. But my sister and I have very fond memories of the snickering and giggling. Judy treasured school from her very beginnings, from St. Ellen's Catholic grade school through high school.
The Christian home is never, ever a denial of grief. Because we are intended to love each other. We are intended to give ourselves to each other. And if we do that, we make it very certain that when we die, there will be holes everywhere. But it is the cost of loving.
And on December 31st, 1982, Judy married David E. Nixon at the wedding chapel on the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. Dave and Judy were soulmates and best friends, and their married life took them on many adventures. They traveled extensively for music concerts, plays.
Would we rather not grieve if it meant not loving? Of course not. Of course not. And the reality of the experience is that grief never goes away. The older I've grown, I've realized that we learn to enjoy the good things in life again. We learn to have happy times, but there will always be that loss.
Judy was a lifelong teacher and learner, teaching in Cherokee and Algona before returning to Emmetsburg High School. Her love of reading was contagious, and many people, probably many people here, were fortunate enough to receive books as gifts from her. Judy's generosity demonstrated her love of community with untold hours of her time and resources dedicated to church and community organizations, serving those whose needs were greater than hers, including Iowa Lakes Community College, Monroe, Michigan County Community College, where Dave was the college president, and Trinity Episcopal Church in Emmetsburg.
How great is the love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called the children of God.
Recently, as a winter team, she and Episcopal Texas Trinity Church volunteered serving on a mission with Team Brownsville to provide food service for asylum seekers delayed at the border.
Put thy trust in God, for I will yet thank him, which is the help of my countenance and my God.
We're always in awe of her hipness when it came to records and CDs. And she made the best mixtapes ever. And I have to say, she's the reason I have a sick love for Hall & Oates. Little did the girls, we girls as she called us, we were always the girls. And the granddaughters were always the girls too. Little did we know that during high school, Judy, Mary Ann, and their best friends made weekly Wednesday night trips to Lake Okoboji to see the popular big-name bands at the Roof Garden Ballroom in Arnold's Park. So she came by her hipness pretty naturally. Judy distinguished herself as an awesome wife, daughter, sister, fairy godmother, bonus mom, grandma, and friend. Judy was the best dog mom in the world to her first puppy, Dixie, to her, all the way up until her two babies, Scarlett and Rosie. She was the original dog whisperer and treated her dogs like family. Some of her favorite things to do were watching the Westminster Kennel Club show and participating with Dave in the Little Yellow Dog auction in Sioux City. On April 3rd, 2020, following a 2-week illness with pneumonia, Judy died at Valley Regional Medical Center in Brownsville, Texas. I still feel like she should be here. She's survived by her husband, Dave Nixon, her bonus children, Dave Jr., Rick, and Leslie, her granddaughters, Samantha, Jade, Logan, and Brianna, her sister, Marianne, her nieces, myself, and my sister, Peggy, her great-niece, Chloe, and Chloe's dad, Jason, her great-nephews, Nicholas, Isaac, and Liam, cousins Michael Wilson, Uta Wilson, and Ann Hurlbut, Elaine Wagner.
As the Song of Solomon affirms, love is stronger than death. Many waters cannot quench love, nor can floods drown it.
Judy was preceded in death by her parents, Joe and Della Crowley, who I know are here watching us. Right there. I didn't know we were that close.
Make sure that today, when you say goodbye, you understand that. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you're proud of them. Tell them what you appreciate about them, because this is the day we have.
I chose a quote from Laura Ingalls Wilder because when I was in first grade, the school librarian told me that there's no way I was old enough to be able to read the Little House on the Prairie books. To which my aunt said, "Yeah, right," and proceeded to give me the whole set.
Knows that love is stronger than death. He also knows that love has the last word, death doesn't.
The quote I chose was, "Suffering passes, while love is eternal. That's a gift you have received from God. Don't waste it." Thank you.
We're grateful, the family's grateful that you came today and shared in this act of love. And thank you for loving Judy as much as we did.
In the love of God, love each other. Risk loving, even though you know that grief is part of it.
Judy was my best friend, and I will cherish our memories forever. Thanks for all the good times. Cheers, big ears, and I love you more.